Thanks for the opportunity to share with you my passion about getting the children from Africa over the digital divide. In 2018, Richard Akoto from Ghana became famous with this photo, which went viral, of him drawing the word screen on a blackboard to teach his learners computer literacy. Within weeks, he received PCs and tablets from all over the world for his learners in Ghana. It was very encouraging to see how he was using his laptops to teach his learners computers and Excel and Word. But the question I want to ask, is this helping learners from Africa over the digital divide? The analogy I want to use regarding the digital divide is this, which you see often in Africa, learners crossing a river to get to school. And in a sense, what Richard is doing in Ghana for his class is what this adult is doing, carrying a young learner across a river to get to school. But then we have realities in Africa. 16,000 schools in South Africa do not have computer labs. 5% of secondary schools in Ghana have computers. 89% of learners in Africa have no access to computers at home. According to ICT Works, these are the challenges facing computer education in Kenyan schools: a lack of computers, dysfunctional labs, expensive computers, a lack of electricity, lack of internet, a lack of qualified teachers, teacher intimidation, and security. And although this adult can carry one learner over the river to get to school, there's no ways that this adult can carry a whole school across that river. So keeping in mind the computer backlog of schools in Africa, this cannot be the best solution to take learners across the digital divide. So how do we get them across the digital divide? Which brings me to the Unplugged Coding project, which we are driving in South Africa. And the objectives of this program are the following: no need for computers, no need for electricity, no need for the internet, basic teacher training, physical fun activities, low budget intervention, and definitely no compromise on quality. And if you look at the challenges that are faced in Kenya, it addresses all of these bullets. So there must be some value to this strategy. So the first thing we need to do to demystify coding is to teach learners that programming is simply a list of instructions that tells a computer what to do. And what better way to start than hopscotch, that's played all over Africa, or rope skipping, and if you watch them carefully, there's definitely some loop logic in that. A very basic activity in class is the learner a shoe and a chair with posters that give them different commands. And on the right hand side you can see how grade 1 learners are taught about programming as a list of instructions. A wise man once said, you cannot translate from Swahili to English if you do not understand Swahili. That means you can't code if you cannot solve problems. So in our project we focus a lot on problem solving and computational thinking, and we've developed 40 different activities that teaches learners these skills. I love this photo of learners waiting for a taxi on the pavement and being given a problem-solving activity to solve. Or we encourage teachers to even go to social media like Pinterest and to find some very practical problem-solving activities they can do in their coding clubs. Our flagship tool has been the Tanks coding app, which makes use of tangible tokens and image recognition to teach learners how to code by packing the tokens in a certain sequence. And for each challenge they need to direct the tank to a destination. So in this scenario the tank needs to move backwards, turn left, and then move forward twice. So the learner packs out the code using the puzzle pieces, takes a photo of the code. When happy that it's the correct puzzle pieces that were recognized, you press yes and your tank moves. And once again we encourage teachers to take the activity outside before they play on the mobile phone. The 35 levels in the game become quite complex, introducing for loops, while loops, nested constructs, and optimization. With the assistance of various corporate sponsors, we've now reached over 25,000 learners in direct workshops, and our coding kits have been distributed to over 500 schools. A coding kit costs $200. And now we are ready to take our new Rangers game throughout Africa. The coding game Rangers was developed to introduce learners to coding without the use of computers. But it goes much further than just introducing learners to coding. It also teaches them soft skills like group work, communication, strategy, problem solving. So what we do is we use a few cell phones and some customized tokens, visit schools where the learners then play for 45 minutes to an hour. And during these workshops, they're introduced to coding, but we can also see the dynamics of group work. This can also take the form of a coding club at schools, where schools can run this weekly or daily without needing fancy and expensive computer laboratories. We've added to this game the concept of game poaching, and they literally have to try and save the rhino by catching the game poacher before the game poacher gets to the rhino. They also get information about game poaching in Africa. This way they are informed on environmental issues on our continent. We've trained over 1,000 teachers this year in the Unplugged Coding project, and this is the general feedback we get. They find that coding has been demystified. They realize that they don't need tech. They know how to integrate it in class. They leave the training with self-confidence. They know where to start, and because they enjoyed the training, they know their learners will enjoy. These are the skills that are predicted to be important by 2025: analytical thinking, active learning, problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, leadership, reasoning, and programming. I am not convinced by putting learners in front of screens in a lab is the best way to teach them these skills. These are learners from Soweto, Johannesburg, busy with a coding activity, interacting with the physical world on the tiles in their classroom. When I look at their body language, I think they learn more of these skills. I strongly believe that in using unplugged coding, we've found and have a much better way in Africa to get our learners over the digital divide.